You want to welcome us, Brendan? Or will I do the welcoming?
You're the commentator. You do.
Are you sure about that? You're doing the commentary. We're going to argue. Bradders is here as well, directing us as ever. Brendan's looking after things. Brendan Kilcoyne. We're getting ready here, Kentucky, for this match between Southwest and Abbey Vocational Schools. Brendan, what are we expecting this evening?
Yeah, well, listen, going by the first round of games, Abbey had a great win, so they had. Abbey had a great win, so they had in their first game, beaten St Michael's of Inniskillen 114 to 1-5. So that was a fantastic start for them. And I suppose looking at the Southwest, they opened up with a heavy defeat against Our Lady Secondary School in Castleblaney, where they lost out 3-15 to 2-6. So an important game for both sides. Of course, these sides met at the semi-final stage last year in the McRory Cup, with the Abbey School team coming out on top by a few points on that occasion. So, you know, the players will know each other well. A lot of these players will be involved in development squads over the last number of years in Donegal, and great to see two schools, you know, competing at this level, given the opportunity to compete in McRory Cup, Brendan. And you know, you look at this Four Masters team. I was going through it before the game, and I think 13-14 of them played a couple of weeks ago in the minor final, you know, when they overcame the Glen Swilly Challenge in O'Donnell Park. So obviously they've a lot of talent, and it'll be interesting to see how they fare out. So they'll be going to push the whole way after going to the final last year. So looking forward to a good game between two teams, Brendan.
Yeah, certainly on the up and up, and everything we hear about Abbey is just, you know, it's success after success. The same as Four Masters as well. But conditions here, you know, Brendan, you talk about time of year and pitches and the work and the facilities here, they're second to none. Brendan, I remember playing colleges football with St Junans, and the cold, wet, mucky pitches and that, and there's been such a transformation in pitches, and here we are now, even after all the rain we've had, conditions looking absolutely perfect here.
Absolutely, yeah. Pitch looks brilliant, and you know, we look at the amount of rain that have fallen throughout the week, and I think we're getting the better half of it, Brendan, because the other half of the country is getting drowned this evening, so they are by all accounts. So conditions, as you say, are perfect. There is a strong breeze coming across the field straight into us, so you know that will be a factor. But across the field here, you know, may negate that, Brendan, you know, to be a huge advantage to either team, but it could make scoring difficult because it is.
Just having a couple of wee technical hitches there. We're just looking at the management. Of course, you've likes of Park O'Donnell. Sound there. We're just having a few technical. Hopefully, we'll be back in. Good to go.
Problems here, but we're working hard to get them sorted, Brendan. But
yeah, we were having a discussion here, Brendan. Me and you have both done comms for the streaming on and off. We're going to take it half and half. We'll have a commentary battle off here between the comms and the co-comms. So Brendan's going to take up the first half, and I'll take up the second half. And Brendan, they say very experienced management teams in there. You know, with the likes of Gary Boyd in there. You know, done great work with our under-20s this year. Shea Murnan along with them as well. So very important at the minute, Brendan. We're seeing it right across the board in terms of clubs, you know, our underage setups at the county, but clubs in Donegal and now into the colleges level, like top coaches getting involved to bring players up to speed and get the most from the talented teams that's under there. And Brendan, I suppose from a club perspective, it can only be good for your players to be involved in games, I guess. Then, of course, from the county's perspective as well, to be involved in high-level games, I guess, because it's something that's been talked about for years in terms of some of them, particularly Tyrone and Derry's and that, the level of coaching and the level of games they were involved in. was going to make their underage teams much stronger. So these games are very important for Donegal sides, and a side being amalgamated like that in the southwest is very important.
Absolutely, yeah, and you're spot on, Brendan. To have these teams or these players competing at this level, and okay, they're coming up against each other, and then we spoke about that they know each other well and that, but they are being exposed to the best quality of football that you can hope for at this level. And we've seen, the likes of teams from Tyrone and Derry in particular over the last number of years dominate at this level, at McRory Cup level, and they follow that on with huge success then at county level, Brendan, at minors and under 21s, and we've seen Tyrone, what they've done at under 21 level. And so it is important that they are exposed to this level of competition, and we'd be hopeful that it will bring them on, and I think you're beginning to see some of the fruits of that already. Obviously it's going to take a few years, Brendan, but the chance that they're being given the opportunity to play at this level is crucial. Yeah,
it is brilliant. Yeah, this is the Ulster Schools GA Danske Bank McRory Cup. Group A round 2 game here in Kentucky, Ardra, in a great setting here, and we were here earlier in the summer, and I kind of forgot about that, Brendan. It was a balmy evening, and I'm still haven't got my head around the change in weather. So we're up here. We have a great view now in the gantry here, what promises to be a fascinating match, and probably, Brendan, it's on southwest Donegal to take it to Abbey here this evening. Abbey already haven't won their first game, played well. Southwest outplayed by Castle Blenny, so it's really, we seen words from Shay Murn earlier, who's involved in the Southwest team, just around the learnings that they took from that. So these teams were very close last year, of course, different players involved, etc., but certainly this is a big game for Southwest if they want to again do what they did last year. They made a semi-final. You're always trying to go a bit better than that there, so I suppose it's a new format, Brendan, in terms of this amalgamated Southwest team, but this is the acid test tonight against a very good and talented Abbey team.
100%, Brendan, it is. And you look at Southwest, I suppose that there's a huge turnover. It's not like something that you can look back at last year really and say they went really well, because there's a huge turnover, particularly on the Southwest team. Yes, the Abbey have lost the likes of Kevin Muldoon, Turlock Carr, Tiernan McBride, Oisin Doherty, all top players, Brendan. But you look too at the quality that Southwest have lost, the likes of Jordy Cribben, Cathal Rua Gallagher, Padraig McBride, Shane Callahan from Naomh Columba, all quality players, and to be able to step it up again. But that's the challenge at schools football, so it is, Brendan, and that's what we're going to see. So
yeah, and of course, I suppose that when you're looking at danger men, it's hard to look past Conor McCall here. Certain players, Brendan, just become ready for all levels of football at an early age, and certainly he's going to be a hard man to tie down. And when you're looking at these pitches and these, Brendan, they promote the good players, which he is, but the ball's hopped in.
Ball's in, yeah, and number 21 for Abbey is on the ball, so he is rolling around the middle of the field. Of course, everyone now getting back, the Southwest team getting back into their defensive positions, and he's looking up. I will see what his options are. Takes a couple of solos. Look to see again. Has nothing really happening inside. Looking to see if he can see any bit of movement. Again, takes another touch and it just plays the ball back. And it is now looking again, and he's found Conor McCall, who's come outside the 45 here on the right hand side. Conor, exciting player. Conor McCall takes on his man, not afraid to take on his man. Now he has 4 men to take on. Brendan plays the ball back out to number 5, Aidan McHugh. Had a super game in the minor county final a couple of weeks ago. He plays it back to Patrick McGonigal in the middle of the field, who plays the ball over to centre half back Owen O'Neill. Owen O'Neill plays it, goes wide over on the far side, and again it was Jake Quinn who played that ball in there, and they have a chance now, an opportunity, but the pass doesn't come off, and it's an opportunity for Southwest to transition the ball from defence to attack. The good kick pass up the field, kicked into number 13, who I think is Danny McCready. There was a number of changes, so there was, in the Southwest team, and that ball has gone over the line, and it's back with Abbey CBS or Abbey VS.
Yeah, the numbers in the jerseys, but hard to make out with the Southwest over on that far side, but they have a line ball, Brendan. Already you can see a big element of the tackle there. Both teams looking to get 2 or 3 players round the ball. McCall there maybe slightly fouled, but in fairness to him, just in that first attack for Abbey, stayed on his feet. And just noticing the referees, Brendan, there seems to be a big push right across the board to let the game play, let it flow, but per pass there is giving it back to Southwest.
Yeah, and now they've an opportunity, and I think it's McDevitt, is it, that's on the ball, number 15, and he plays it back to number 10 outside the D with a brilliant kick, but it just goes high and right and wide of the right hand post, and that was number 10, Oren Bonner from the Dunlow club. I think that kicked that one wide. Good opportunity, and turn the ball over, but you're right, Brendan, I suppose they're well aware of the threat that Conor McCall poses, and they're going to try and shut him down and get bodies about him.
Yeah, that was brave though, Bonner, to take that on. A 2-point effort there, but again, you're seeing packed defences on both sides, and again, going back to that thing we spoke about at the start of the game, Brendan, is the coaching that's going on. If this was 10 years ago, you kind of with a team that would match up to each other, there wouldn't be too much zonal, but you can see even now in the build-up play with South West, you have 2 sweepers sitting there for Abbey. Yeah,
absolutely, and again, it's the Southwest team with the ball. Number 12 plays it about, and again number 13 has a crowd. He puts it high up in the air, and that looks good, and that's gone to the left and just wide of the post. Again, another good effort from the Southwest team, and again we're struggling with the numbers because they have changed them, Brendan, so I'm not sure. According to our programme, that was Daniel Breslin that put that up and put it wide. So Lewis McGahan standing over the kick out, seeing what his opportunities were. Of course, played in goals for both Four Masters seniors and minors this year, but that kick out wasn't a great one from Lewis's standards, and it's picked up by Southwest in the middle of the park, and it's the number 8 who is Cathal McGee from Gweedore, fine footballer involved with the Donegal County minors last year, and it's back to Lewis Cunney. Lewis Cunney plays it out to his wing back, who is Niall Boyle. Niall Boyle takes a couple of solos again, looking to see what his options are. He passes the ball out, and it comes back around again, and they try another. That's 3 long distance shots that have gone in, and they have an opportunity for a goal. It's poked into the back of the net, and it's a goal for the Southwest, and it's just the start that they've been looking for, Brendan.
Yeah, Gavin Sweeney there, if our programme is correct, Brendan, as you were saying there, indeed. And listen,
who is Niall Boyle? Niall Boyle takes a couple of solos.
Attempts at goals, man, you've got to be brave, you've got to go for it. And that time they got a bit of luck. High ball, and there was 3 or 4 hands went up there. It broke back and broke nicely for Sweeney, and he had the easy job of palming that into the net to give the Southwest the ultimate start. And Brendan, it's no more than they've deserved. They've owned the ball this last few minutes, and they've been trying their best to register a score, but they're nothing like a goal to kick a team off in the first score of the game.
Yeah, it certainly has been a really good start, and that's young number 4 Niall Roarty, a man by the name of Niall Roarty, brother of Young Footballer of the Year and All-Star Finbar Roarty, who won that ball around the middle of the field. As they play the ball around again, Brendan, we've seen a lot of goals, and we mentioned that it was the 3rd long high ball into the square. That seems to be where a lot of goals have come from in football these days. So
accidental kicks in, attempts that are 4 points that drop short, because they have the defence offset a wee bit, because we know the work is going on in terms of setting the fence up, and when the ball comes in like that, it's uncharacteristic and it can catch a lot of teams out.
Yeah, so again, it's Southwest in control of the ball here, dominating the early kickouts particularly, and it's Gavin Sweeney. Gavin Sweeney plays a ball out wide to centre half back. I think it's Lewis Cunney again. Lewis Cunney comes up the field. He takes a couple of touches. Abbey back with all their players back behind the ball, 13, 12 players back behind the ball, but they're threading their way through here, and it's number 7 for Southwest come through, and he's fouled, correctly adjudged to be a foul by the referee, Mark McNally, and it's going to be a free from just top of the D for Gavin Sweeney. That appears to be standing over it, the guy that got the goal there a couple of minutes ago. So as you says, Brendan, it has been really all Southwest. It's been a slow enough start from the Abbey school.
Yeah, Alan McHugh just got the wrong side of his man there, and you're always threatening a potential foul here. From a free taker's perspective, it's a nice one to get you going. He's just outside the D there, the shot coming up.
He puts it up over the bar, and he puts it, no, actually it's gone to the right, left and wide. That's a poor effort, so it is, from young Sweeney. You would expect to put that over the bar, but it's easy standing here because there is a difficult win, Brendan, and it is catching the ball, you know.
Do you know what, Brendan? I think he wanted to catch it. He just, with his boot himself, he caught it a bit flat. I think he probably wanted to put it out that far post a bit, snatched it a bit, but as you said, they're 3rd wide, Brendan. Even these early exchanges with Abbey going in here as favourites for this match in many ways. It's been a great start by Southwest.
It has, and they've dominated that Lewis McGahan kick out, so they have to date. So they have Abbey have been struggling to get their hands on the ball, and again Martin McNally judges that the Abbey corner back, Oshie Neves, has touched the ball on the ground, and the fact that the question that the ref has brought it in now, which should be an easy tap over free from the 21.
Yeah. Well, if you've just missed one, Bren, has Hardy been given a free? Just where is he? He must be nearly on the 13 there almost. So listen, should be a straightforward kick from young Sweeney now to make it 1-1 to no score. And you're saying, Bren, that's 3 kickouts from Abbey. They've all been won, so been penned in a bit here, and it's something you can see sometimes in schools football where there's a big squeeze put on the kick out, and really getting possession when they get it. The Southwest know then they can commit players forward that they can't get out with the ball, so it's a big job now for players in the middle of Abbey to get their hands on the ball and work that bit of space so they can get an attack going.
And again, that kick out has tailed off to the left and right over the far sideline, so again would be considered a lost kick out on behalf of Abbey. So they are struggling to get away, and you have to give Southwest great credit. They look very well organised. They're dominating that middle third area, getting in and breaking ball. So an opportunity for them here is to pass the ball around outside the arc, looking to get shooter on the ball. He plays it over here, and it's Gavin Sweeney, who we know can shoot, scorer of a goal and a point so far. He jinks one way, jinks the other. Again, has to come back because Abbey have the players there, and Leon plays the ball out to Lewis Cunney coming up the right wing. He plays it over again, and now it's Southwest looking for an opportunity, but they've been patient. They're happy enough to play the ball around, and that opportunity presents itself, and to get the man over and to create that overload over far side of the field. Oh, nice play inside, linking up really well, and it's ball is played into Gavin Sweeney, and he just, oh my God, great opportunity.
Off the post, Bren. Listen, they carved open that Abbey defence completely, and again you look at the squeeze, Bren, coming up. Abbey struggling to get the ball out, caught by conditions a small bit there, and lucky to get away with that, Bren. But again, great passage of play there, Bren. The 1-2, and you see with players coming at pace there. Quite often the defender, as we see now, because they're so used to that zonal setup, they can get caught with a simple 1-2. It was carved open. It was that man Sweeney again. You're waiting for the ball at the back of the net, Bren. He kind of had he went for a point, but it hit the post, and a big let off for Abbey.
Certainly was, and they're in possession of the ball now, and it's their number 12, Jake Quinn, coming up the field. Jake Quinn in possession. He plays it back to his centre back, Owen O'Neill, part of the victorious Four Masters minor team, plays the ball to their full back, Ethan McRae, brother Callum McRae, played senior football, involved with numerous minor under 20 teams, Donegal teams. The ball is back played to Patrick McGonigal, big man on the middle of the field, looking to see what his options are. Plays it into Conor McCahill, the exciting Conor McCahill. Times Kate Solo looking again to see what his options are, and you can see straight away Southwest getting bodies around him, putting pressure on him, but Conor's going to get the shot off. At this occasion he puts it well up high, and it tails well right and well wide, and that's indicative of the breeze that's there tonight, Brendan. Just breeze took hold of it and took it away from the posts.
Yeah, it looked very difficult to get that ball on target there, Bren. Particularly, it's one thing kicking in these goals. I think you can gauge it, Bren. Coming from that angle, you're going to have to really put the ball out to the left, because it's pushing into that right-hand corner down there. So a very difficult attempt by McCall, but you can see, Brendan, the amount of attention he's carrying to himself. So Abbey got to use that. They got to let McCall draw men, switch the play quick, because there must be 2 or 3 Abbey players spare with him taking so much attention. So I think that's something he's got to go to work on, because they look like they're keeping, the Southwest want to keep him out very much outside the scoring area. That was a difficult attempt, and that's what it's looking like he's going to have to go for in this match. But against that breeze, Brendan, or with that breeze, the way it's swirling, it was a very difficult kick.
It was indeed, and that full forward line contributed 4 goals and 5 or 6 points, so it did in the minor final a couple of weeks ago, Brendan. So he'd be looking for you, as you say, if they're going to close down one man, there's going to create spaces for others, and they'll be looking to exploit that. But at the moment, again, it's Southwest in possession of the ball, playing it around really well and getting the opportunity, and it's the number 15 who puts a big high ball up, and it goes tails off wide. I think that was Shane Sweeney on that occasion. Good opportunity, but again, another wide for the Southwest, Brendan.
Yeah, 4 wides now, Brendan, saying that drop, one off the post as well, the one that dropped short fell kindly for them, and they put it in the back of the net. So yeah, a lot of dominance here, Brendan, and again, like we're seeing with all levels of Gaelic football, a lot of it's come coming from kickouts, and again it's another kickout lost by the men from Abbey, given possession. And Southwest look very comfortable on the ball, in their own squeeze. Then if Abbey turn them over, if they do get their hands on the ball, they're really putting pressure on them all over the pitch. It's something that Abbey are struggling to cope with just at the minute.
It certainly is, Brendan. Yeah, and on that occasion Lewis McGahan didn't really get hold of the kick out, and it just fell into the palms of Lewis Cunay, who took possession and set up another attack. And now here we have the number 11, who's Chris O'Donnell, attacking along the end line. He's been smothered out by Abbey players, but again adjudged to have been fouled, and another free won by Southwest, who have really been bright in this opening period of the game. And again, it's the number 7 that's standing over the free, Leon Gallagher McDyer, but you would imagine Gavin Sweeney will come out and have a go at this again, Brendan.
Yeah, he will indeed. Yeah, it was interesting because that play was let go. There would have been an overcarry without that, but Mount McNally had singled for a pull previous to that there. So another opportunity now, a wee bit more difficult. And you're saying, Brendan, we're just trying to judge this breeze that's coming across the pitch here. How much pressure will it put? You're looking to hit that ball to that far right hand post and bring it in.
Yeah, and it suits a right-footed kicker, and again that one just comes off the upright. Once again, that's a number of times they've hit the upright on this evening, Brendan, and again just goes off wide. Unfortunate for Southwest on that occasion, because you would expect a right-footed kicker, particularly with the way wind is blowing, Brendan, to be able to hit that and bring it come around, as opposed to kicking into the far goals.
That's it. And both shots, he kind of caught them a bit flat, Brendan. You got to really go for that far post and bring it back around. And then again, Brendan, you say the breeze could be playing a part in that.
Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant catch there from Thomas Carr in the middle of the park. They get the ball, eventually finds its way out to Conor McCall, and he opens the scoring. Brilliant score from Abbey. Ball won by Thomas Carr in the middle of the field. Played it around, looking for the danger inside man, Conor McCall. Eventually finds its way to him, and he does the due business, Brendan.
Yeah, great score from McCall. Then you just come back to the kick-outs. How important are they? Brilliant fights in the middle, fed through to the danger man. This time, because of that fight and because that zonal defence wasn't back in for the men from the Southwest, McCall found his bit of room. He found his range just outside the D, and he planted the ball over the bar. It's taken 13 minutes, Brendan, but yeah, Abbey are off the mark.
Abbey off the mark, and again the one, that second kick out again, Patrick McGonigal and Thomas Carr beginning to take a bit of control around the middle, and that's a lovely ball in, so it is, by Thomas Carr into the full forward, the big full forward, Gethin Mosby having a bit of a workout out there, but unfortunately for him the ball ran out over the line, and it's going to be a 45, I think. And with Lewis McGahan coming up, Lewis kicked a 2.45 or free in the first opening game, and he'll be looking to put this one over the bar, but it is not an easy kick, Brendan, in them conditions.
Yeah, and I tell you what, he is head and shoulders the biggest man on that park. This was the only man to rival me, or would be Patrick McGonigal, but a huge man. You say, Brendan, the ability to kick from range is massive in these games, particularly as we've seen we're 14 minutes in, and it's 1-1 to a point. So these types of kicks now all of a sudden become very important for McCall and for Abbey.
Brilliant strike of the ball, absolutely superb strike of the ball, but it just tails, I think, to the left and just goes wide. Made good connection with it, wasn't an easy kick, but just tailed wide, unfortunately for Lewis on that occasion. So we've Keane McConnell standing over the ball, son of John McConnell, of course, very well involved here in the Ardrya club, looking to see what his options are. He goes long out towards us here, Brendan, up in the stand, and it eventually finds his way to the number 9, Joey Call. And again, to see what his options, he puts the ball across the field to his partner in midfield, Cathal McGee. Cathal McGee plays it to the wing half back, Niall Boyle. Niall Boyle plays it out to the far wing, and it's back to Niall Boyle. Niall Boyle slips really well, lovely little shimmy, gets the ball into one of his inside forwards, and the ball rotates its way back out to the centre half forward, who is Chris O'Donnell. Chris O'Donnell looks lively, plays it again back around, again probing to see what their options are, moving the ball quickly through their hands, and they appear to have created an overlap here now. Number 14, Hamek, could be able to get a shot off. He attacks solos at once, goes right into the heart and takes on 4-5 Abbey VS players but unable to get it through, and Abbey are able to break out, Brendan.
Yeah, listen, it was a good attempt at Brendan again. Just going back to the people in the setup and the coaches going around there, you see Abbey there completely set up in a zonal. If you're going to break through that there, you're going to have a lot of luck. You're going through 4 bodies, so if you're going to take a hop or a solo there, you're going to have the ball taken off you, or it's going to overcarry. It's very hard to break through that many bodies, and both teams playing a similar way. They're at least having 2-3 sweepers in the scoring area at any one time, so that's why the likes of a kick out or a breakdown in play or a turnover is the key to getting you in for an attempt on goal where you haven't got 2 or 3 players hanging off you.
Yeah, and again, brilliant work from Thomas Carr in the middle of the field. The ball eventually finds its way to Conor McCahill. Conor McCahill does brilliantly well because there was a crowded defence. He was able to get the shot off and put it over the bar for his second point and Abbey's second point of the game. Really good work from Abbey to manufacture that score, Brendan.
Yeah, and just McCall's been finding his range, he's finding the pockets, he's nipping in and out, and I think the best thing for him, Brendan, is to come in the end of the move. If he takes the ball in the initial attack, he wants to go and engage, he wants to get the shot, but he's dragging players towards him and he's actually then shutting down his options. The best thing for McCall would be let the play develop, come on the back of the move, and then when you're 1-on-1, he's going to drop the shoulder and go past him, and he's a very distinctive kicking style with that left peg he has. He's very sure about it, and he's definitely looking like he's on form this evening.
So be patient, Brendan. You're telling him to be patient.
I'll not give him any advice, Brendan. I'll leave that to good coaches like yourself.
So again, we've Southwest back in possession of the ball. Again, we've seen a lot of this, so we have over the opening 17 minutes of the game, playing the ball around the arc, trying to work that opportunity, and eventually it works its way back to the big midfielder. He moves it off, and it's with the centre half forward, who is Chris O'Donnell again. Chris O'Donnell plays it in. The referee has a hand up. They have a free shot at goal. They put it up, and it goes. No, it's Martin McNally takes it back for a free just outside the arc for an infringement, and an opportunity here for Southwest to get back, to get the scoreboard back moving, Brendan.
Yeah, Chris O'Donnell looks very nippy there, Brendan. He's one of those players where, if you go on to tackle him, he's got that low centre of gravity. He just went by his man there, and you could see the pull on the neck, and it's a great thing to be able to take a shot with a backup plan, and now he's given his side an opportunity to get another score, and it's duly obliged on the left foot there, Brendan. Let me see who that was there. I'm looking across there, Brendan, to see who had that on the left peg there. But listen, great score from range. Brendan, was it a 2-pointer as well?
Yeah,
outside there.
And that was a good kick out, and Conor McCahill went around the middle of the field. Again, he looks to take his man on, sees what the options are around him. There's not happening. Moves the ball out again through the hands, and again we've the wing half back coming up to loads of space here, but he finds the ball, eventually finds his way into the full forward Mosby. He has a shot at goal. Goes right in on top of the keeper, but well defended, well played by Cian McConnell. Just need to correct ourselves on something there. I was saying number 11 was Chris O'Donnell, I think, and Bradis might be able to help us here, that number 11 is actually Stephen McDevitt, because he looks very much like Mark McDevitt. And the ball works its way in, and it's a score for Thomas Lenihan. Scored a hat-trick in the first 5 minutes of the... Yeah, scored a hat-trick in the first... In a 10-minute spell in the minor final there a couple of weeks ago. Good score for... Or was it a score, Brendan? It's not going up on the scoreboard. It looked to me it was over the bar, but we didn't see any flags. No, must have went wide. Yeah, great opportunity there actually for a goal. Brendan, never mind a point, because it was clean through 1-on-1, but blazed the shot in the end. But it did go over the bar, Ben. Yeah, the scoreboard's corrected there eventually. But listen, huge goal opportunity for Abbey there, and certainly the last few minutes again on the back of kickouts, Abbey are starting to really find their groove. And that's a shot from Thomas Lenihan far out in the side wing, but he couldn't find the range on this occasion, and it just goes out wide. So an opportunity 20 minutes into the game here. Cian McConnell standing over the kick out to see what his options are. I think Southwest will be happy enough with the opening 20 minutes. They've showed that they have the ability to take on this Abbey team. They'll be disappointed that they have kicked a number of wides, Brendan, but they are creating them opportunities. Yeah, they are creating opportunities, and again, Brendan, it took them a while to settle now, and in that period, you had 5 wides from the men from the Southwest team, so they've got their hands on the balls again. It just looks like the Abbey defence is kind of
got themselves sorted when they look like they're plugging up all gaps in an attempt from distance now, and that's what the zonal puts you in with. The chance inside,
yeah, ball comes in, but again Abbey able to get the bodies around it and get a block in eventually, but that certainly was another goal opportunity. Again, you can see from the high ball coming in on top of the goal, coming in on top of the small square, the trouble that it can cause. But to be fair to Abbey on that occasion, they had the bodies back and were able to deal with it, and they moved the ball out through the middle third now, looking to see what opportunities present itself above. Again, pressure coming on, and it's that man Stephen McDevitt who's putting on the pressure. He's had a super opening 20 minutes. He's a really exciting player. Saw him play for Naomh Conaill reserves in the county final a couple of weeks ago, and he had a brilliant game, Brendan. So he had
tenacious tackling there, and when you get a man stopped and a second man comes in, you know that's where the pressure can come on, and the fouls will start to come in there. But again, Brendan, that shot from distance for a score, the dropping short, almost yielding a goal for a goal opportunity as well. And sometimes you think about just letting the ball in the old style fashion. It certainly seems to cause a lot of problems, and I say nearly contributed to another goal opportunity for the men from the southwest. So just the goal separating them now, man. That goal that they got, that finish by Gavin Sweeney, and that has been the difference in the teams so far. Certainly in the last 7 or 8 minutes, Abbey really coming back into it.
Yeah, and that kick from Keane McConnell from 2 or 3 yards outside the 45 just tailed off to the left and wide. Keane scored a 2-point free in the opening round, unable to get that one on target. So it's Lewis McGahan standing over the ball. 22 minutes into the game here, he kicks it out high out to the stand side of the field, and again it's won brilliantly by Thomas Carr. So it is. He takes a couple of solos again, looking to see what the options are, which of his full forward line present themselves, and the ball moves its way to number 21, who jinks and plays it around, and it eventually finds its way. I think it's the full forward, and it's played in, and I think it eventually comes off the southwest defender into his own net as he was trying to defend it, and it ends up in the back of the net, and it's a goal for Abbey. And I see the guy that's running back out. I'm not sure, was it Patrick McGonigal, is it, or he's out the far side there. But eventually it took a touch off the...
I think it was Byrne, was it? The cornerback, maybe. Brendan, but somebody was going to put it in anyway. There was 2 Abbey players there just queuing up to put the ball in the back of the net, and we just said, Brendan, the goal had been separating the sides, and then that's cut apart there, and really again, Brendan, going back to the kickouts, after losing 4 in a row kickouts, 5 in a row kickouts, the Abbey now have started to really come to the fore there, and particularly their 2 men in the middle there, Carr and McGonigal, really fetching ball, and that's supplying the armoury then to go and attack the southwest defence, and they have looked dangerous, and Abbey looked much more compact and much more settled in their defence when after that opening 10 minutes now, and I think that and the midfield pairing has been a platform for them coming back and getting the equaliser in this game.
Yeah, it's been crucial. So it has, winning that ball in the middle third, been able to get it, be a dirty ball or winning out of the air, Brendan, and certainly McGonigal and Carr can give them that platform, and it's been important because they had been slow settling into the game, but again they get a turnover back in their own defence, and they're able to move the ball up the field, so they are get bodies around it. Here we have the wing half forward, who is Callum Maskey. Callum Maskey was looking for the ball. He plays it across to a centre half back, Owen O'Neill in possession. He plays it into the middle to his wing half back, Cian Gavigan, fine footballer, played really well in the minor final a couple of weeks ago. He's looking for the run of Conor McCahill. Conor gives him the run. Conor is face to face with his man. He takes him on. He's looking up, but the ball doesn't come up off the ground. Mightn't be the wisest to be hopping it, but he takes a solo with his right foot and another one, and he looks to put it over with his right foot. Oh, very unlucky from Conor. Just comes off the upright and goes to the right and wide of the post. Good opportunity.
Great effort on the weak foot there, man, coming in, but he almost just placed it inside that post. It was a great effort from him, and again, Brian just attracting 3 players across them there. As you said, there's many players have been caught out by the hop here today on the ball. We've had a tremendous amount of rain. The pitch is in brilliant condition, but it is going to be heavier, and it's dangerous to hop that ball. We've seen turnover ball 2 or 3 times happen. That time McCall managed to get it back up and get the shot away, but it's certainly something players need to be wary of on the pitch today. There's certain areas where the hop isn't going to work.
Absolutely, Brendan. There seems to be a good coat of grass in the pitch too, which would kind of negate any bounce coming back up into the ball, so it would, but again, that was a brilliant kick out from Cian McConnell all the way out. It found his way of Niall Roherty. He made ground up the field, but again, that Abbey defence was able to turn them back, and they're well set up again now. So Southwest are going to have to probe to see what they can create here. Moving the ball through the hand again, looking to see what their options are. Eventually the ball works its way back out around in the middle of the field, so it comes out here to the number 8, who is Cathal McGee. Cathal McGee plays it to the inside corner forward, takes a couple of touches, he's having a look at the post, he thought about having a shot, didn't come off from back with the centre half back, Lewis Cunney plays it out to his wing half back, Niall Boyle takes a couple of solos again, looking to see what his options are. To be fair, Abbey, they seem to have a lot of the avenues cut out, but the patience shown by Southwest pay off, because eventually the ball finds its way. Was it the number 5, Brendan, that got the shot off?
It might have been number 8.
Cathal McGee that got the shot off, and again put it over the bar for a good score, but they had to work really hard for that, as Lewis kicks the ball out high here, and again battle out in the middle field, but won by the Southwest player. He's adjudged to have touched it on the ground, Brendan.
Yeah, and again, Brendan, come back to that kick-out battle. I think already you can sense here, a couple of kicks come out, they've been hotly contested now, because possession is 9/10 of the law, as we've seen, because both teams are dropping back in that zonal, but certainly Abbey seem to be able to get round it with a bit of kick passing, particularly by Cathal McAllen there is unhinging the Southwest defence, but it seems a lot more of a struggle for the Southwest boys to get through a very well marshalled Abbey defence.
Yeah, and again the ball works its way around eventually to Patrick McGonigal. Patrick McGonigal is judged to have thrown it, trying to find his buddy Conor McCall. He hands the ball over as Southwest try to counter-attack through Niall Roarty. Ball eventually works its way, and they kick the ball in. Good ball in. Can the inside forward win it? He's been well marshalled, but again Abbey get the bodies back, and it looks like they'll be able to get this turned over and come out with brilliant defending from Abbey on that occasion. But they're after turning it over, and it's number 13 Gavin Sweeney with an opportunity. He puts it up in the air. Is that going to curl in? Oh, it is going to curl in, but it just drops short into Lewis McGahan's hands. He plays it out to his corner back, Jack McRory. McRory plays it out far wing. Another let off for the Abbey on that occasion. Ball just dropped short, Brendan.
Yeah, O'Neill, brilliant tackling in there. He was having a great battle inside with McCready, and you look at the power of the two lads, even at this age, when you could see there was a real strength battle there, and just getting your body around you, get the leg in, a lot has to do with balance and timing. It was a brilliant fetch coming out, but again the turnover ball, the steal is so dangerous, and certainly Sweeney fancied his chances. And again, Brand, he's got like a lovely striking style, like that's the type of style. If he had his freeze, he put that curl on the ball, but again just trying to judge them conditions. You could see the one caught it a bit and took it short, but a referee is pulled now for a free here. Is he going to give a hop, Brennan? He seems to be talking on both sides.
It seems to be a free, because I see Niall McConnell, Cian McConnell is coming up, but the referee is going to bring it in. They're going to bring it right into the 21-yard line, and it's Sweeney who looks like he's going to have this. It should be a simple tap over the bar to open up a 3-point lead for the Southwest, and we're 29 minutes just coming up to half time. So an opportunity for Sweeney. Sweeney moves the ball around his hands and puts it right between the posts. Simple tap over, free for a player of his capability, and open up a 3-point lead, 1-6 to 1-3.
Yeah, listen, all these scores, when it's as low scoring as this, everything matters on the pitch. Every single chance has to be taken. We're seeing loads of games with high scoring and end to end, but between conditions and between two very well marshalled teams here tonight, and maybe some poor kicking, more so on the Southwest side, which has created a lot more opportunities in this game, certainly scores at a premium.
Yeah, and again ball comes in from Boner. Boner wins the kick out, puts it back in, and the big full forward McCready wins the ball in the air. Brilliant score, absolutely traditional, absolutely fantastic score from Southwest, and to open up a 4-point lead. And again Lewis McGahan's kick out is intercepted by the Southwest team, and it's the big man full forward, crowded out on this occasion, but he's able to get a toe poke on it, back to his centre half back. But again Conor McCahill foraging out around the middle of the field, does well to win that ball back and get possession for his Southwest, or for his Abbey teammate, and the ball ends up with McHugh on this wing. He looks up, takes a couple of solos, looking up to see what his options are, but he's going to run into traffic, and he's eventually turned over. And the ball again, and with the Southwest as they come out the field, and it's Cunney coming out the field, he plays it into Stephen McDevitt. Stephen McDevitt looks to take his man on, drops the shoulder, brilliant little shimmy, lovely, and he works the ball into his teammate and all, but that just doesn't come off, and an opportunity here for Southwest to get back up the field. But we've seen a couple of good turnovers both sides, but no results from either side on that occasion, Brendan.
Yeah, and turnovers are massive, Brendan. We're seeing here, even with the kickouts, we're saying that's what's put Southwest back into the lead, is on the back of the kickouts, creating opportunities. It'll cause fouls, it'll give you chances to hit on the scoreboard, and they've been doing that. And that was another attempt, Brendan. The possessions coming over and back here, both sides being turned over on the ball, and that last attempt coming in there was well blocked down by the Southwest defence, and that leaves them a couple of points to the good here at half time. Brendan, I'm not sure if that scoreboard is 100% right. I'll have to double check that. It's saying 1-7 to 3 points indeed. Brendan will just double check that, so we will. But yeah, an entertaining half, Brendan. You know, both teams very well marshalled. You know, you can see that modern shape them. We spoke about the coaching before the game. Very well marshalled on either side. And really, it took Abbey a long time to settle in this game, and Southwest a lot of opportunities to go on at half time, you know, with 6 wides and a couple drops short on top of the scoreline that they have up on the board here. So in many ways, it's kickouts being the major factor in this. I think as well, Abbey's defence got well settled once that match was about 10 or 12, 13 minutes in. They got their defence very well marshalled and set up again. They made it much more difficult for Southwest to come in. They started to win their own kickouts, and they started to feed McCahill, and that's what brought them level 1-3 to 1-3. But after that, we had again the Southwest taking over at midfield and pushing back against, and I think probably just about deserving to be going on ahead here.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, Brendan. I think that they do deserve to be going in. You know, they had a number of wides too, so they had. But yeah, I think too the breeze seems to be favouring kicking into them goals, into the ocean goals, we'll call them, Brendan, in that first half. So good first half from Southwest. They'll be really happy with that. 4-point game, all to play for in the second half. To see what his options are. He passes the ball out and it comes back around again, and they try another. That's 3 long distance shots that have gone in, and they have an opportunity for a goal. It's poked into the back of the net, and it's a goal for the Southwest.
And it's 3 kickouts from Abbey. They've all been won, so been penned in a bit here, and it's something you can see sometimes in
yeah, absolutely brilliant catch there from Thomas Carr in the middle of the park. They get the ball, eventually finds its way out to Conor McCahill, and he opens the scoring. Brilliant work from Thomas Carr in the middle of the field. The ball eventually finds its way to Conor McCahill. Conor McCahill does brilliantly well, because there was
given the side an opportunity to get another score, and it's duly obliged on the left foot there, Brendan.
He looks very much like Mark McDevitt. And the ball works its way in, and it's a score. Takes a couple of solos again, looking to see what the options are, which of his full forward line present themselves, and the ball moves its way to number 21, who jinks and plays it around, and it eventually finds its way. I think it's the full forward, and it's played in, and I think it eventually comes off the Southwest defence. A lot of the avenues cut out, but the patience shown by Southwest pay off, because eventually, so an opportunity for Sweeney moves the ball around his hands and puts it right between the posts. Simple tap over.
Created a lot more opportunities in this game. Certainly scores at a premium.
Yeah, and again, ball comes in from Boner. Boner wins the kick out, puts it back in, and the big full. Welcome back to our draw as we wait for the referee to throw in, Martin McNally to throw in the ball in the second half of this Ulster Schools GA Danceback McRory Cup round Group A round 2 game between Abbey Vocational School and Southwest Donegal. Currently Southwest Donegal leading by 1-7 to 1-3 after a exciting and opening half. All to play for here in the second half. Some of the mentors, Shea Murren, I think, making his way off the field there, waiting for Martin McNally to throw the ball in.
Yeah, indeed. Don't get caught up in the play, Brian. Yeah, that's something you want to avoid. And the match has started, and the ball has been won by the big figure of Thomas Carr there. Letting and first attempt, but short on this occasion.
Yeah, and the ball moved out the field here now by Southwest, who are been put under a lot of pressure by the Abbey team. Came out rejuvenated in the second half, really working hard. Conor McCahill goes in with the tackle. The Southwest defender goes down, moving the ball up the wing, and it's kicked, and I think that is going to end up over the line. It is indeed over the line. So Ethan McRae with the sideline ball, full back, wearing number 3 for Abbey, puts it across the middle of the field. He finds his centre field, Patrick McGonigal. Patrick McGonigal plays the ball on, and it's moved through the hands to the number 12, who's Jake Quinn. Jake Quinn moves it off to Thomas Carr. Thomas Carr looking to see what his options are. Southwest have their players back in defensive mode. Stephen McDevitt putting huge pressure on man in possession of the ball, but he eventually gets it away, and it's moved across to Alan McHugh. Alan McHugh moves it into the full forward Mosby. Mosby back to Patrick McGonigal. He looks out the far side of the wing. Brilliant ball out here to Ethan McRae. Spotted him all on his own. Ethan has a look up. He's wearing number 3 in his back. He thought about a shot. He thought twice. Decided not to, and the ball comes back out the field to the midfielder Patrick McGonigal. He moves it across the middle to Thomas Carr. Thomas Carr again over the far sideline, again trying to break down this Southwest defence, but they're been put under pressure. There's a lot of energy in this defence, so there is, from Southwest, and they eventually turn the ball over. Can he get it up into his hands? He does. Opportunity for a counter-attack here now for Southwest. He decided to take the solo and go, but referee decides that he was too late, and he takes the free.
Yeah. Already, Brendan, you can see there's been huge effort by the Southwest defence to sit compact, and they put harder tackles in, and you could see at half time there definitely was words with the defence saying we've been too open, tighten down the spaces, get bodies around, get the tackles in. There's a tenacious bit of tackling coming from at the start of the second half. Yeah,
it's been really good. Niall Boyle moves it on to his centre half back, Lewis Cunny. Lewis Cunny moves the ball over, and it's Stephen McDevitt. Stephen McDevitt with a wee pan pass in, and it's put up and it's put high, and it's caught by Lewis McGohan. Lewis McGohan looking to see what his options are. He plays it to one of his defenders, who's soloing the ball out along the wing here. He finds his full back, Ethan McRae, ships a heavy tackle but gets up. Referee is going to have a word there. There wasn't too much in it, but he gives him a yellow card. And Ethan McRae, a big strong lad, he wasn't going to make a big deal of that, so he's looking to see what his options are. Plays it across the middle of the field to his midfielder Thomas Carr. Thomas Carr again been put under. You have to say that the level of tackling here from both sides has been very good, and McNally advises him that he has to take the free kick, so he moves it out the far side of the field to the sub Ethan Wasson, who came onto the field in the second half. He moves the ball up, and again trying to prize openings in this Southwest defence, but again the ferociousness and the tenacity within the tackles from the Southwest has to be admired. So it has, particularly in this first few minutes. They're making it very difficult for this Abbey team. But he moves the ball into, and now there's an opportunity inside, but the ball just goes over his head. It's read by Cian McConnell, but eventually it's won, and it goes out for a 45. Opportunity there missed. The ball just hit too long for him, Brendan.
Yeah, real danger inside, Brendan, but potential goal chance if that fist pass had to come in around the back. But as you're saying, whatever breeze seems to be, certainly like it was in the first half, it was favouring the men from Southwest. It's favouring Abbey now, and I think that's why they're really trying to pack that scoring zone, realising there's a lot of danger out there. And just from that first half, Brendan, there was a 2-pointer from Gavin Sweeney in there, which we hadn't marked, which gave that 4-point lead to the men from the Southwest at half time there. But here's a chance now here to peg back that lead with the big keeper of Lewis McGahan.
Lewis McGahan, of course, Formaster, senior keeper, having a look at the post. He puts it up. Lovely strike of the ball. Absolutely fantastic. And that goes straight over the bar. Brilliant score from Lewis McGahan, making it look so easy, Brendan. And a good start to the second half for the Abbey.
Yeah, and that's, I suppose, when that strike would have been so much more difficult in the first half to get that and guide that over the bar. But as you said there, Brendan, a top-class strike with plenty to spare as well.
Oh, and the kick out there is intercepted by the full forward Mosby. He plays it into Lenihan. Lenihan has a solo, has a look at the goals, and he kicks it, and it's a half block put on it, but it just creeps over the bar. Another score for Abbey. Opportunity, real opportunity for a goal there. Mosby was well aware to have played it into Thomas Lenihan, and he put it over the bar.
Yeah, McConnell's kick, and you've got to get it out past the 45 there. No one's expecting it, and Mosby was alive dead. He won it. He shipped it inside, and as you said there, there's a serious opportunity for a goal there. But in the end, I think the point was the better option. There's probably 2 or 3 men out there in the way of the attacker. As you said there at that time, it was Lenihan, and again the kick out's been won. Again,
yeah, by that man Thomas Carr, did brilliantly well, so he plays it in, and again it's this man Thomas Lenihan. He plays the ball over into his full forward Mosby. Mosby has a look at the post, did really well because he was been shut down by 3 or 4 Southwest defenders, but able to curl it over the bar, and that's a brilliant score from Mosby, who's been really, really heavily involved in the early stages of this second half.
Yeah, 3 scores in 6 quick succession, Brendan, since the half ended here, and it's really put this game, Southwest are on the back foot, but it's all coming from that kick out, and whereas certainly in that first half after the opening spell, Abbey got the grips with it, they started winning ball. That's what Southwest going to do. 3 kick outs, and I know they've lost and they've conceded 3 scores here, but they've got their hands on this, and they've got to make it count, and you can see 3 or 4 bodies coming across realising they could get turnover ball. So very important now in these next few minutes for Southwest to get a hold of the ball, Brennan, and not let Abbey take over here, because that was a big spell, that opening 5 minutes for them.
Yeah, and Stephen McDevitt on the ball here now, again taking solos, looking to see what his options are. Plays the ball to his midfield partner number 9, who's Joey Call, plays it back to Cunay plays it out the far wing, and it's with Southwest looking to prize an opening again. Dummy solo did really well, but then the ball just doesn't come up for him, and he looked to pick that ball up off the ground, but obviously Martin McNally is closer to them than we are, Brendan, so he didn't. And again Southwest retain possession, but at this stage now Abbey have their defensive shape in place, and Southwest are going to have to try and manufacture something out of this. Again, wing back Boyle looks up to see what the options are, puts a high ball in. Opportunity here for Southwest. It's won by the inside forward of Southwest, number 13. He plays it out. Referee is signalling a free, so an opportunity, but it's driven over the ball by the number 14, Shane Sweeney. Really good score for Southwest. Again, putting that direct ball in on top of the inside forward line, laying it off, and good opportunity, good score.
Yeah, massive point score, Brian, after conceding 3 in a row, and really, particularly when the team gets that equaliser when they've been 4 down in the first 5 minutes of the second half, to hit 3 in a row and really take over the game. So that score from Shane Sweeney is vital, and as you said, Brian, as well, going direct inside. The Southwest players look physically strong inside. They look like they can run their own ball, and while it's difficult kicking into that breeze, that surely will be a tactic for them in this half. If Abbey are sitting deep, then let the ball in direct, because there's 1-on-1 inside, and as you say, the danger you've seen there, it ended up in a score, and a very important score for Southwest.
Yeah, and again putting high press on here, getting the turnover, but referee and judge not legally, and a free to Abbey on their own defensive 45, taken by Patrick McGonigal. Quickly out to number 12, who is wing half forward Jay Quinn. Jay Quinn taking a couple of solos, seeing what his options are, plays it out to his colleague out on the far side of the field. He's looking again, and the ball is back with their main playmaker Thomas Carr. Thomas Carr plays it back to his midfield partner Patrick McGonigal. Patrick McGonigal again back to Thomas Carr, playing a bit of keep ball between them. Thomas Carr, beautiful, spreads the ball out wide to his full forward Mosby taking his man on. Just passes it to the wrong man. Lenihan was coming off the shoulder, wanted to take it on the loop, but didn't come off, and the ball is back with the wing half back, Niall Boyle for Southwest. Very involved in this game. Niall Boyle has had a fine game, so he has for the Southwest team. And again they win a free, and because of some utterances of disapproval from the Abbey CBS, or the Abbey Vocational School team, the ball is brought forward 50 yards by Martin McNally, so an opportunity here for Southwest to create an attack, and it's with the number 14 Shane Sweeney. As you mentioned, Brendan, Sweeney and McRory are a fairly good full forward line there, and they look like they can cause trouble if they get a good supply of the ball in the second half.
Yeah, and these wee boys are in school and they can't talk back in there and they can't talk back in the pitch either. Martin McNally's not going to have it, and that's a big rule that's in there now. Brendan, we're seeing, in these close games, a wee indiscretion could be the difference between teams.
Absolutely, yeah, and tell you, it's made a huge difference in the game all year, so it has, Brendan. You see very, very little talking back to referees. There would certainly be more of it back in our day, so there would.
Yes, you were pretty famous for it. I usually kept my
shut. High tackle there from Abbey. I think it was McHugh. Yeah, listen, one of those wrap-around tackles, Brendan, it had to be a free in, and even in this early stage of the second half, or 10 minutes into the second half, these moments are huge, because I'll be looking very dangerous going forward now in opening 5 minutes, and again, all about possession, but working the score, looking to put pressure on the defence, and you're looking to get a shot away or get a free. Either or has to happen, and that time it is the free. So can McConnell, who's coming out to take this, can he provide the same ammunition as McCaughan did? He's certainly a lot closer, and you would think, Brendan, just with them opening 5 minutes, that these type of forays up the pitch, Southwest are going to have to make the most of them against the Breeze in the second half. They certainly are, and this is a big opportunity here for Keane McConnell. By no means an easy kick outside the arc. It will be a 2-pointer if he can land it. Doesn't seem to make great contact with it, but it just goes to the left of the post. Never really got the elevation that he needed, Brendan, and goes out for a kick out for Lewis McCaughan.
Yeah, it didn't get under it, Brendan. And indeed, actually, the corner forward there, or actually the half forward, I think it was Daniel Bresnan, actually got a fist to that there. It actually hit the post again, which is quite a few times Southwest have hit the upright this evening.
Oh, that ball just goes over Patrick McGonagall's head. It wasn't a bad kick out from Lewis McCaughan, but it just went over his head out for a sideline kick for Southwest, and it's the number 4 Niall Roarty on the ball, brother of Finbar Roarty, Young Footballer of the Year, All-Star. What a year Finbar has had. Niall will be looking to repeat or to try and follow in his brother's footsteps, but Abbey have won the ball back. They're looking to play it out. It's the full-back Ethan McRae. Ethan McRae plays it to his wing half forward, who's number 12 Jake Quinn. Jake Quinn moves it back to Ethan McRae, who's ventured up the field trying to join in with the attack, but it's Conor McCahill right on the sideline. Shrugs off the tackle brilliantly, plays the ball into Jake Quinn. The linesman has adjudged that he was out of play. I'm not so sure.
That seemed harsh, Ben. Yeah, right. Yeah, he was skirting along the line, and he did write a challenge, but I think the linesman might be issuing some other notification to the ref.
Right, so it's actually going to be a free. There must have been a breach.
Yes.
I think it was a breach here, so it was, and Lewis McCaughan has come up. So good spot by the linesman. We were criticising because we didn't think he was out, and that wasn't what he wasn't judging on at all. He had spotted that there was an indiscretion and the 3-up wasn't kept. So an opportunity here for Abbey. Thomas Lenihan with the ball in hands. They decided that they don't want to go for a 2-pointer, that they're happy to take a 1-pointer. Thomas Lenihan, corner forward, hat-trick hero from minor final a couple of weeks ago, with what should be an easy tap over free for him.
Yeah, it should be a straightforward kick, and it is indeed, Brendan. Again, we just spoke about breaches and the new rules and how can it impact the game, and a game as tight as this, Brendan, that's a massive boost there, because the numbers were back there. It was going to be hard to engineer a score from out in this sideline. Next thing, you have a free kick right in front of goals, and Abbey duly obliged and popped that over the bar.
Yeah, and the ball was kicked out by Keane McConnell out to the far wing. There was a scramble for possession, and McNally has decided that he's going to throw it up, and it's up between Thomas Carr, who just nonchalantly puts out one hand, takes it into his hand, but again he's swallowed by numbers out there. It's back with his colleague, who I think is Patrick. He still has the ball, and eventually he wins the free. He tries to take a tap and go, doesn't work. Referee is going to speak to some of the mentors who didn't agree with his decision, and it's now going to be a free to the Southwest.
And there you are, Brennan. Just when we started talking about indiscretions, we hadn't seen many of them now in the match up into that, and now we've had a couple of controversial ones. That one coming from the sideline over there, and certainly Abbey could be punished for this now because it's a potential 2-pointer now against the Breeze. McConnell's coming up from goals again, and they're not sure who's going to take it, but certainly
he's been sent back. It looks like the number 14 Shane Sweeney who's taken ownership of it. So an opportunity, Brendan, for a 2-pointer. Would be a huge kick if he can take it.
Yeah, and a huge blow after being given them by an indiscretion because of talking back from their own bench, from the Abbey bench.
It's gone too high, I doubt. It's going to tail out right, and it's one inside. Fired across the goal, but just goes out over the line and wide. So the bench of Abbey can take it. And the referee now is giving a free in because he wasn't.
Players went outside the D.
Outside the D. So a couple of sloppy, lack of concentration coming in on both sides, particularly on the Abbey. As I was saying there, Brendan, there'll be a sigh of relief from the Abbey bench when the free was missed, but there could still be a punishment coming out of this. And it's Danny McCready who's taking the free, standing over the free, takes a couple of hops. He's just outside the D. Left foot should suit the breeze the way it's blowing, and he puts it up high, and it goes high and over the bar for a score for the Southwest to open up a 2-point lead, 19 to 7 points, 15 minutes into the second half. Lewis McGohan straight away with the kick out, gets it off up the field, but it's all Southwestmen that are out there, and it's caught by the midfielder for Southwest, number 9, who's Joey Call. Joey Call well positioned for that kick out. And again, it gives possession to Southwest. And here we have a ball out to the far side of the field here to Niall Boyle. Niall Boyle plays it out here to the... moving it over and back. They realise that the Abbey defensive structure is in place, but again they're looking to see, and it's young Kane who moves the ball again and move it over and back, looking to see can they see any deficiency in this Abbey defence to get a shot away or to create that opening to get a shot away. They can be patient with it. They have a 2-point lead. Niall Boyle decides to put in the long ball, and again it's brilliantly won, so it is inside in the full forward line. They've been very successful at that today, so they have.
Yes, the big target man inside, it looks like an option that could be hit all day. Big McCready in there, you know, he looks like such a handful.
There's an attempt at a shot that just didn't come off, and he'll think back on that one. He'll say, maybe I shouldn't have tried that shot, maybe it wasn't on. So tails out high and wide, another wide for Southwest, who have been fairly totting up them, and they'll be hoping that they're not left to rue them before the day is out. Lewis McGohan stands over the free, or over the kick out, looking to see what his options are. Puts it long out the middle. It goes right down. It's gone right into the defensive, their Southwest defensive side of the field, inside their 45, and it's picked up by a Southwest player, Niall Boyle, again on an awful lot of ball today. Had a fine game, and they move it around, but again been put under huge pressure by the Abbey forwards, having to work really hard to get that ball out, but they should create space when further up the field if they can move the ball quick. And it's played out here to Southwest, again looking up to see what their options are. The ball is played in, brilliantly won again by one of the inside forwards, and it's the number 13, and again there's a bit of moves the ball in. It's out with their number 12 for
couple of big tackles coming in. There's a couple of big tackles coming down that side there, Brendan. Right, you can see there's possibly a through ball there. I realise McNally couldn't see it. That's what the crowd shouted about there. But certainly there's a lot of ferocious tackle coming in, and a lot of times when there's 2 or 3 players at one player, making it very difficult tonight. You know, and that's the big key. You've got to move the ball fast and move it quick, because attacking the tackles is a very dangerous game to play. And now we have Southwest back in their own defence, and really Abbey haven't stood off tonight. It's a dangerous place to be, back in that defence. The ball's been turned over.
Oh, and the ball, the ball is with, and it moves back, and it's with Jack Quinn. Jack Quinn, his shot is blocked, It's moved along, and again they can't get the shot off. Again, ferocious defending, last ditch defending here from Southwest. Eventually they get the ball over the bar and put it over the bar, but brilliant work initially by Thomas Carr. Got the ball inside to Conor McCahill. He got it back to Thomas Carr, but suddenly there was an avalanche of Southwest defenders unable to get the shot off, but they did eventually get the score.
Jack Quinn with the scoring end, but Brendan, again, you could just see from that moment that the ball got recycled, that you're inviting Abbey onto, who have been very good in the tackle and have been good at penning them in. And I was thinking to myself, you Southwest, you got to move this ball quicker, you're going to get hammered in. And as you said, turnover came, should have been a goal, but if you don't get the goal, at least you get the score, and that's what they got from that. And again, taking it back to a 1-point game, the game is right on a knife edge.
Right on a knife edge. Ethan McRory plays the ball out to substitute number 21. He plays it on to Conor McCahill. Conor McCahill back to his wing half back. Wing half back has a look at goal, so he has an opportunity for a score, and it's Cian Gavigan, and he is well adept at that, well able to put the ball over the bar. We've seen that all year from him, and a brilliant score from Cian Gallagher brings the score back to level peg in Brendan. Game in our hands with 19 minutes on the clock in the second half, 10 and a half minutes remaining.
Great point from Cian Gavin. You're right, you just feel, Brendan, that really at this point Southwest are maybe clinging on a wee bit. They've won the kick out now, which is vital, but again, look at the pressure coming on the man. Listen, the tackling has been brilliant from Abbey here, and they've turned the ball over. McCahill has it.
Yeah, and he moves it back, and again, brilliant play, brilliant press, but again, by the same token, Southwest did really well. They had the bodies back there, they had the numbers back, they were able to create a turnover, and they are now on attack with an opportunity. The full inside forward line showing to win the ball, but it's that Sweeney man that's McCready in possession of the ball at the moment. He plays it back to Sweeney. Sweeney looks to see what his options are. Again, the build up, you'd have to say, from Southwest is getting clogged down, because Abbey are able to get their players back in position, so they are, and they're able to defend it now with 11 defenders, so they are. So it's going to take something from the Southwest to break this down, so it is. But you're right, Brendan,
3 men out the back here. I mean, that's the big thing now. You're allowing Abbey to dictate the game because you've too many players out around the periphery, so you've got to keep the ball now, try and pull them out a bit. You've got that inside play, don't forget now there's a sweeper sitting in there looking to give any per pass. You've got to really see who can get on to him and who can cause that sweeper to get pulled out of the way so you can deliver the ball inside.
Yeah, and Steve McDevitt gave the ball and he has it back again now over on the far wing. Look, again, probing and seeing what their options are. He plays it out in the middle. As you said, there's still an overload of players from the Southwest over here, but because, and they block down on the ball, but again it ends back with the Southwest players, and they're driving at goal, seeing what their options are. Number 13 on the ball for Southwest, who is Gavin Sweeney. Gavin Sweeney plays it across here to eventually finds his way to Niall Boyle. Niall Boyle has put some good ball in on top of that forward line, but that looks like it's going to tail wide. Just didn't get it right, didn't get the accuracy on it. He was trying to play it into his inside forward line, just didn't come off. So an opportunity for Lewis McGahan now to kick the ball, and he goes high and hard, and it's well won by Cian Gavigan. No, it's not. Niall Boyle gets the turnover. Really good work from Niall Boyle. Now we're looking, the referee stops play, looks to make a couple of changes.
Southwest are emptying the bench side of a few men in the second half to give that extra bit of legs inside there. But yeah, I don't know, is McNally going to hop this ball? I certainly felt that when the ball was broken, it certainly should have been a Southwest foul. If anything, it looked like he had to get the wrong side of the man. I don't think McNally could decide who was fouling who, but it looked like he had got his leg in the round and was in charge of the ball when he was taken down.
Yeah, and this game, Brendan, has been played at a huge pace, so it has the whole way out, and looking at a player getting cramp out there in the middle of the park. So there's been a huge effort put in by both sides, both teams pressing each other really high up when not in possession of the ball, trying to create turnovers, particularly Abbey in the second half. They've had some success in it, but game is in the balance. 7.5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, you just think probably the fact that bit of breeze is with them. They have pulled back that 4-point deficit in the half. They have looked at but more dangers going forward, but we've seen a lot of bottle from Southwest as well. They've got their hands on the ball, they've been asking questions again, but that is a difficult breeze to be kicking into. But they've won this thrown up ball by McNally, and they're trying to set up. Brilliant block down by the substitute on for the men from Abbey, and they are on the break now and they are looking dangerous.
Yeah, Thomas Carr in possession of the ball. He has a look across the field. What a crossfield ball to his midfield partner by McGavigan. McGavigan puts it up. McConnell got his hands to it, but it just creeps over the bar. But that ball from Thomas Carr across the field, to have the vision, to be able to see that ball was on, but be able to execute it, Brendan, fantastic.
Yeah, we probably didn't see a lot of Carr in the first half, you know, Brendan, but certainly any time he's on the ball, he looks like he has a definite amount of class, no more than the name suggests. And, you know, you look at it there, Brendan, that crossfield pass, that's what's saying the danger, I think, with Abbey is they look like the runners coming from deep, and they're so much more dangerous when they get in the attack. And here they are, they've won the kick out again.
Yeah, that's with that man Thomas Lennon. Thomas Lennon takes a dummy solo, has a look at the post, turns around, puts it over with his left foot, and that's a delicious score from Thomas Lenihan. Absolutely brilliant. Won the ball, dummy solo on his right, came back on his left. An absolutely fantastic score to open up a 2-point lead and assuming a bit of superiority across the field now, Brendan.
Yeah, listen, Brendan, that's massive. And again, the kick out, we keep talking about it, but that is the difference between the two teams. And you're saying Lennon there, fantastic score on the left peg to follow up the one previous. And just in a flash, just when South West were kind of, for me, as I say, Brendan, they seemed to be clinging on a wee bit, but they were hanging in there. You have 2 moments of class that now separate the teams and give them a huge advantage with 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, and we've seen a couple of substitutions there. Leon Gallagher, Stephen McDermott off for Southwest. On the field came Oran Bonner, Stephen Bonner and Daniel Byrne, and Jamie Gallagher on for number 5. So a couple of changes for Southwest. Know the need to change something up here to try and get a bit of control back in this game, because it has been really Abbey who have been causing most of the bother in this second half.
Yeah, the next score is vital, Brendan. You think if it goes to Abbey, it's definitely game over. So the pressure's on Southwest to get this next point, to pull it back, to make it a 1-point game again.
Yeah, and Abbey have probably outscored Southwest by 8 points to 2 in this second half to give them that 2-point lead or something like that, Brendan. So that's reflected on the scoreboard. So it is, their superiority, as they again prize. We've seen a lot of this, so we have with the Southwest team over the day, playing very deep out here. Abbey happy to keep them playing outside between the 45 and the midfield, but it's up to now. They have an opportunity as one of their bigger lads comes through the middle, and I think it's that inside forward Sweeney lad that's on the ball, or is it McCready? He plays it back, and again the rush defence. Abbey able to get out, put pressure on the man in possession, force the shot like that's going to go high, and again scramble for possession inside in the opportunity for Southwest, but again the numbers are back for Abbey. They're able to put pressure on. A big high ball in the body. Lewis McGahan does absolutely brilliant, goes up in the air, wins the ball, plays it out to one of his defenders, and an opportunity to come out the field. Absolutely brilliant from Lewis McGahan there.
What a take under pressure, Bren. That's top class goalkeeping there. And again, the danger of Abbey on the break, and McCallagher's burning it up.
Yeah, brilliant. Very quick transition. McCall plays it in, opportunity, and it's Thomas Lenihan, and he drives that one over the bar. But that shows you how quick the ball can be moved from defence to attack. Lewis McGahan, ball made its way up to Conor McGahill. He took his man on, found his inside forward Thomas Lenihan, and he did the dutiful putting it over the bar.
Yeah, all come from McGahan there. And again, Bren, that high ball in from Southwest, every ball they've put on, they've won now. They won it at the second attempt, but they still won it. They created a point scoring opportunity. The breeze caught it, it dropped short, and McGahan under pressure did brilliantly releasing that ball. But just you saying, Bren, the pace of Abbey looks so much more dangerous versus, and I know they've got the breeze, but when they break up the pitch, and particularly with McCall, he caused the stretch in the defence. You say worked in from a tight angle, making it a simple score, back-to-back scores for Lenihan, and that's that 3-point cushion now, and really it's Abbey's game with 3 minutes to go.
You'd have to think so, and again that ball is played into the full forward Mosby, who's shown great fortitude getting out in front of his man on numerous occasions to win the ball. And again, a bit of composed football here from Abbey. They know that they're in possession of the ball, that there's only 2-3 minutes remaining on the clock. The ball is with Patrick McGonigal around the middle of the field. He takes his touches, moves the ball in again, and it's with that man substitute wearing number 20, but that's going to drop short. That's going to give an opportunity. Martin McNally spotted a foul, free in for Abbey here from just inside the arc. Opportunity for Abbey to open up a 4-point lead, which could be crucial, Brendan.
Yeah, listen, definitely, Brendan. We were talking at 2 points. I thought the next score had to come from Southwest. It came from the men from the Abbey, and now they've another opportunity to push it out to 4 with a couple of minutes left in normal time. And it's been tough. Southwest have given it their all. They've just been undone, I think, with a wee bit of extra quality in this second half, and the fact that, you know, Abbey knew that they could sit in deep, soak up the pressure, and when they came breaking up the pitch, they were more breaking into a counter-attack system, which really suits this team. And it's hit high, I think, that
that's high over the bar, by Thomas Carr again, availing of the opportunity present himself, open up a 4-point lead. He's a huge second half for Abbey, so he's been really involved in a lot of the good play that they've done, and they open up a 4-point lead here. But the contrast, you'd have to say, between the two sides and their attacking, Brendan, that quick, dynamic, moving the ball at pace by Abbey, creating the opportunities, creating space up front, whereas looks very laboured from a Southwest point of view, and I think you have to attribute that to the defensive work of the Southwest too.
Yes, certainly, and they're sitting deep, they're very compact, and there's been a huge effort been on the tackle. You see it here tonight out in front of us, like 4 players around one player. Like, you really, when you get that ball, you got to move it quick, or you got to be strong on it to try and hold possession, because if you can get it out of there, players are pushing in with an overload. So it's a dangerous enough game if you can do it. But listen, I agree with you, there's been a bit more of dynamic play coming from the men from the Abbey. Oh, goal chance.
Good goal chance. Oh, was there a penalty? There's a penalty. There's a penalty. Yeah, the ball came in high. Lewis McGahan got his hands to it, was unable to hold it. Eventually it ended up in the hands of Southwest substitute that came into the field, and Martin McNally had judged that there was a foul. Martin was right on that occasion. I think there was a foul, so an opportunity here for Southwest with just 30 seconds remaining on the clock. Of course there will be a minute or two extra time too, but a lifeline for Southwest.
You see, during the back of my mind I thought the only thing could happen is a goal here before the previous point. I thought, I just can't see where that's going to come out of, and here we have a penalty opportunity to bring it back to a point and certainly give us a grand slam finish.
Is it Gavin Sweeney standing over it? I think it's Gavin Sweeney standing over it. Eyes up the keeper. Oh, brilliant. What a score. In off the butt of the post, into the back of the net. Brings it back to a 1-point game. What an exciting finish we have in our hands here. Exactly 30 minutes on the clock, Brendan.
The games are never dead now, Brendan. The second goal for the men from Southwest, just a lifeline. Had they got it a few minutes ago, Brendan, it would have been a seriously interesting game. As it is, they need to win this kick out. They have a chance.
This kick out is huge, Brendan. Lewis McGahan puts it out here. Conor McCall has come up under it. He doesn't win it. It's won by Rorty. Of all men, Rorty wins the ball. He plays it off to his wing half forward. Again, Southwest on an attack here. They need to get a score. And it's that goes up high, and it goes high, and is it going to tail? It tails to the left and right. No, Lewis McGahan comes out, gets his hands to it, and the ball is played out eventually. Through the hands, opportunity here for a counter-attack here now, but fouled here. Thomas Carr in possession of the ball, fouled Martin, and an opportunity to relieve, not going to waste any time. Plays a quick ball into Thomas Lane, and he can't win it though. Ball is won back by Southwest.
We get one last opportunity here, Brendan, to get this equaliser. Southwest of the ball.
They have indeed, moving it quickly through their hands. Abbey look a bit stretched in defence. Is there going to be an opportunity to get a shot off? How long will Martin McNally play? There's already been a minute of extra time played, so they have of injury time played. Again, young Rorty, Niall Rorty, plays the ball across the middle of the field to his midfielder, who is Cathal McGee. Cathal McGee plays it out further wide. They need to create something here. Is there an opportunity to get a shot off? Exciting scenes here in Ardra in this
great tackle
McRory Cup, and there's a foul. There's a free in, an opportunity here for the Southwest to level up the game with nearly 32 minutes on the clock, and you would have to think that there won't be much time left after this kick.
Pressure kick. I thought the first tackle was definitely a good tackle by the centre or the wing half back, Alan McHugh. I think the follow up then, he might have fallen in, taken the man down, Bren, and here we have an opportunity out from 4 points down for Southwest to equalise the game.
Yeah, opportunity. It's by no means easy. To the left of the post, he bounces the ball a couple of times, has another look at the posts. Huge kick here for the Southwest, and he takes his shot, he puts it, it's gone really high, and it's gone to the right of the post and wide, and you would have to think that that is the last opportunity for the Southwest, Brendan. There can't be too much more time left. That was the number 13, so it was Gavin Sweeney who took that shot on.
Listen, he's done the majority
had a brilliant game all day for them, played really well, but just that went too high up in the sky, so it did, and the wind was always going to take it away.
And we're
but to be fair,
we're good.
Oh, the ball is won and eventually finds its way to Conor McCall. He plays it back to McHugh. McHugh plays it out wide, but it's going to be intercepted. McHugh gets another touch in and the man is on the ground. And an opportunity. Is there going to be another opportunity for the Southwest? But brilliant block out there by the Abbey player. Oh, and that's a high tackle. That's a high tackle. That's going to be a card of some description. It looks like a yellow from here, Brendan. They take a quick solo and goal. Referee says no, that's not on. This is actually an opportunity to win the game, so it is. This will be a 2-pointer, Brendan.
Yes, indeed. But I suppose if it was the other end of the pitch, it'd be a very difficult one. If it was the other end of the pitch, you would maybe fancy it, Brendan. But they're going to have to take it short. I wonder, as the ref told them, how long they have left. Is this the last kick, or can they work something short? McConnell is coming over to take it, Brendan. But yeah, all sorts happening. Players falling, slipping there. Possession should have been Abbey's twice, but twice they let it go. Now they're giving McConnell an opportunity to maybe tie this up. And as you said, Brendan, potentially won it, but it is a very, very long range kick against this breeze.
It would be huge kick from Cian McConnell. He's in his home ground here. How happy he would be to land this one, but as you say, it's a huge kick. Touch on it. Oh, someone just got a touch and it just went into the side net, and that could have been on target, but it wasn't, unfortunately, for Southwest. So Lewis McGahan with the kick.
Should that have been worked, Brendan? It certainly looked like it was outside the range of a kick, and then it's going to be a difficult one to try and guide over the bar or anywhere.
Really hard,
was there an opportunity for that to be worked to a forward maybe? But listen, not to be rough, I think tough on a very spirited Southwest, Brendan, because it luck came over. 3 points, definitely 4 points up, but they fought back. They had a couple of opportunities to equalise and potentially even won the game, as you said there. But in the end, Abbey seeing it out by a single point.
Yeah, you'll have to give great credit to both teams. What an exciting game they've served up to us here this evening in Ardra in the Ulster Schools GA Dance Bank McRory Cup Group A Ground 2 game. Again, these teams met in the semi-final last year with Abbey just coming out on top, but Southwest certainly made them work really hard for it after what was probably a disappointing opening performance from Southwest in their opening game in this group. And they certainly came out today and played some brilliant football, and will consider themselves unlucky maybe not to have got the result, but you have to give great credit to Abbey CVS, or to Abbey VS, in the second half particularly. They came out with a plan, worked that plan, Brendan, and were able to forge the win, even though they were clinging on at the end. Yeah,
certainly. And even from the backroom team of Southwest, they were talking about learning a lot from that game, but also really putting the hard work in since then. A lot of coaching and a lot of work being done to get this team up to the best. And listen, Brendan, there was very little between these sides tonight. Certainly Abbey did look a wee bit more dangerous on the break, looked a wee bit more dynamic. Apparently something like McCahill in there was causing problems all day. But at the other end of the pitch, I think Big McCready was a handful. Sweeney was doing the lion's share of the score, and he'd be disappointed with that late free. But against a difficult breeze there, probably a draw, Brendan. You'd have to say for the guts of Southwest, they probably deserved something from this, even though at times Abbey did look a lot more dangerous in their attack. They held in there and came right down to the wire at the end. Very exciting finish to the match, but as it stands, for this second game, as you say, in this Group A, this round 2 encounter, unfortunately Southwest are leaving with no points, and that's back-to-back victories for Abbey.
Yeah, back-to-back victories for Abbey, just about held on at the end of the day. Congratulations to them, commiserations to Southwest. Enjoyable game, and thanks to you, Brendan, for the co-coms, and of course our top cameraman, Bradis,
yeah. He's looking after us as ever.
So yeah, again, that's the end of it for this evening. So we've had a very enjoyable game in Ardra, and we look forward to the next round. Yeah, back to the Donalds for tea and muffins and candies. Thank you. Niall Boyle takes a couple of solos again, looking to see what his options are. He passes the ball out, and it comes back around again, and they try another. That's 3 long distance shots that have gone in, and they have an opportunity for a goal. It's poked into the back of the net, and it's a goal for the Southwest. And that's 3 kickouts from Abbey. They've all been won, so been penned in a bit here, and it's something you can see sometimes in yeah, absolutely brilliant catch there from Thomas Carr in the middle of the park. They get the ball, eventually finds its way out to Conor McCahill, and he opens the scoring. Brilliant work from Thomas Carr in the middle of the field. The ball eventually finds its way to Conor McCahill. Conor McCahill does brilliantly well, because there was from this side an opportunity to get another score, and it's duly obliged on the left foot there, Brendan. He looks very much like Mark McDevitt. And the ball works its way in, and it just takes a couple of solos again, looking to see what the options are, which of his full forward line present themselves, and the ball moves its way to number 21, who jinks and plays it around, and it eventually finds its way. I think it's the full forward, and it's played in, and I think it eventually comes off the Southwest defender. A lot of the avenues cut out, but the patience shown by Southwest pay off, because eventually, so an opportunity for Sweeney moves the ball around his hands and puts it right between the posts. Simple tap over.
Created a lot more opportunities in this game. Certainly scores at a premium.
Yeah, and again ball comes in from Boner. Boner wins the kick out, puts it back, and of course Formaster, senior keeper, having a look at the post, he puts it up. Lovely strike of the ball, absolutely fantastic, and that goes straight over. Intercepted by the full forward Mosby. He plays it into Lenihan has a solo, has a look at the goals, and he kicks it, and it's a half block put on it, but it plays the ball over into his full forward Mosby. Mosby has a look at the post, did really well, because he was been shut down by 3 or 4 Southwest defenders, but inside forward of Southwest, number 13, he plays it out. Referee is signalling a free, so an opportunity, but it's driven over the ball by the number 14 with what should be an easy tap over free for him.
Yeah, should be a straightforward kick, and it is indeed, Brendan.
It should suit the breeze the way it's blowing, and he puts it up high, and it goes high and over the bar. It's moved along, and again they can't get the shot off. Again ferocious defending, last ditch defending here from Southwest. Eventually they get the ball over the bar and put Conor McCall back to his wing half back. Wing half back has a look at goal, so he has an opportunity for a score, and it's Cian Gavigan, and he is well adept at the ball. He has a look across the field. What a crossfield ball to his midfield partner by McGavigan puts it up. McConnell got his hands to it.
Dangerous when they get in the attack, and here they are, they've won the kick out again.
Yeah, that's with that man Thomas Lennon. Thomas Lennon takes a dummy solo, has a look at the post, turns around, puts it over with his left foot, and that's a delicious score from Thomas Lennon. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, brilliant. Very quick transition. McCall plays it in, opportunity, and it's Thomas Lennon, and he drives that one over the bar.
The counter-attack system, which really suits this team, and it's hit high. I think that.
Yeah, that's high over the bar. Yeah.
Finish.
Is it Gavin Sweeney standing over it? I think it's Gavin Sweeney standing over it. Eyes up the keeper. Oh, what a score! What a score! In off the butt of the post.